Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Crypto News Podcast. We're buzzing as always, and I'm super pumped to have today's guest on the show, coming in hot from New York. Today we have Susie Batt, the crypto ecosystem lead at Opera, the web browser that we all love and know with a built-in and free VPN, ad blocker, and crypto wallet. Susie has been spearheading Opera's Web3 strategy since joining the global company back in 2020, joining from her previous role at ConsenSys. Susie, it's been a hot minute. Finally got this locked and loaded. Pumped to have you on. How you doing?
Woo! Thanks, Matt. Really excited. I'm excited really to have this year to be over, actually.
I don't blame you. I feel like a little fresh start couldn't hurt anyone.
Right.
It's been pretty bananas for all of us. It's
like emotionally, financially, it's like such a roller coaster.
Are you a New Year's resolution person?
I am, but I haven't thought through. I'm still trying to close out 2020 before I and do a little internal retro, and then read some other crypto retros before I kind of figure out my New Year's resolution.
What about like personal habits? What about any health, wealth, happiness? Anything around there? Hit the gym, go early, eat healthy, clean, long walks, any of that kind of shit?
Well, I have it. Well, I really I picked up Pilates, which is actually really hard. It's a bit of a like contortionist sort of cardio. Oh, yeah. But that I picked that up recently, so I can kind of push that into the new year. But I wake up early anyways because I'm on European time from New York.
Grinding. Funny Pilates story. When I was playing hockey, I want to say I was like 16 years old, probably the best shape of my life. Like, just a little monster, right? Just long distance, strength, speed, agility, you name it. Me and a couple of the boys from my team, we did a Pilates session because one of the moms on the team was big into Pilates, and she was like, "Oh, you guys think you're so tough. You guys, wake up and you guys eat nuts and bolts and nails for breakfast. You all think you're nail gun." She's like, "Come to Pilates with me." So the four of us went to Pilates with her, and we got the absolute shit kicked out of us. And I was in the best shape of my life. And just like you said, the body sort of can just moving and grooving of the body and the flexibility and then the endurance involved in that. And then being on that like Pilates table, I don't even know what you call that thing, the little...
Yeah, it's a contraption, right? It's scary.
It's a battle.
But you know what? I'm a figure skater. I was a competitive figure skater, and I coached figure skating for probably about 20 years afterwards. And I recently was asked to coach some hockey teams in power stroking.
Power skating,
just to max.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, we call it power stroking, but just to like maximize each push and edging and balance transfer. So there's a lot of overlap with agility and just power and everything from the core.
Again, funny you bring that up. When I was from like age probably 10 to 13, my team did power skating, and it was at 6:30 in the morning. So you're 11 years old, you're a hockey player. The favorite thing is just having the puck on your stick, dangling, going for a little rip. It's blissful. It's zen to us. We'd have to wake up at 5:30 to be at the rink for 6:30 to do an hour and a half of power skating, knowing that we won't even touch a puck until the last 30 minutes. And again, we had a lady power skater. She was a woman, Sonia Sawchuk. I think she used to power skate for the Toronto Maple Leafs. She had us going down the ice on one friggin' leg, doing our inside and outside edges. And but then again, that turns you into an incredible skater, and then you get to, dominate hockey games. So it's all worth it in the long run.
It's cross training.
Crazy.
I'm tired just thinking about it.
I know. What a workout, though.
We digress.
What a day to start the day. But hey, I guess this isn't a hockey pod. I guess maybe if this was spit and chiclets or something. But this is a crypto news pod, so we probably got to get into it. I want to hear your story. How'd you get into crypto? How'd you get into Web3? And obviously you were at ConsenSys before, which is one of the behemoths in the space, probably the most well-known ETH-related company, sort of on the actual foundation side, not on the consumer side, like a MetaMask or a OpenSea or something of the like. But how'd you get into crypto? How'd you get into Opera?
Well, like many people who are in blockchain, crypto, Web3, circuitous path, but that's the beauty of it because you can start almost anywhere. I have a background in international policy, and I was a contractor with the World Bank and USAID, which is an arm of the State Department in the US. And I focus mostly on work in the Middle East. And I read about this use case of blockchain technology in the resettlement of Syrian refugees in Jordanian camps.
When was this? When did you read this?
This was 2016.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So the World Food Program was implementing a program to distribute entitlements to refugees. And instead of distributing vouchers like a lot of humanitarian organizations do, they were doing retinal scans in the camps and then storing that data and whatever provisions they purchased and settling it all on their private blockchain, which was built with the help of ConsenSys.
Wow.
So I read about this, and I had some friends who were in the humanitarian circles, and they were like, I don't know what this stuff is, but it's super dope. And well, they didn't say that, but they were like, it's super cool. And I don't know, but it's working. It's eliminating fraud. It's eliminating bank fees, like millions of dollars. It's settling within 3 seconds instead of 30 days. And so I was like, what is this? Eliminating fraud, bureaucracy. I want to research. So I dived deep, saw that ConsenSys was managing this, reached out to some contacts who knew an MD there. And I was like, I need to work here. Like, what the heck is this? I want to learn. And so I got a job. I got a job there and just worked on the expansion of dev education in the academy and just learned everything about Solidity and, spun up my own node and homebrew and worked right, I swear to God, wow. I worked right behind the MetaMask guys and Fura, and like we were in the Bushwick office, and it was just like so much innovation and so much uncertainty and so much like not sure what's going to stick, but like great, solid people who are still my closest friends and brain trust in the community.
That's such a cool story. I got to ask, what did you do in particular to end up getting the gig? Because like you hear these stories all the time. I want to work for company X, Y, or Z, but no one actually hauls ass and does the things that don't scale and sends the cold emails, the cold calls, tap through the network, so on and so forth. Can you like walk me through the actual steps, sort of the roadmap of, once you decided I'm going to work for this frigging company and then going to work for ConsenSys? How'd you get there?
So first it's like research. You got to know more than they know about their own company.
Ooh, good line. Great line.
You got to be present, right? Like I just showed up and was in Bushwick and was like, hey, I happen to be next door at the cafe. Why don't you just, meet me here? Meanwhile, I was like, I had planned the whole thing. And then I think thirdly, you have to talk about what you can do for them, not what you did, but what you can do, and think about how your skills are transferable in solving what they need to be solved. And, they never asked me specifics on my CV. It was more about what can you do for us in our product? And that's how you kind of have to shape the narrative.
It's a classic. And I love how you did that, showing up in person with the whole nonchalant. Yeah, I was at a cafe just doing my morning emails, saw your sign, thought I'd pop in. That's like, you hear those all the time. It's so true. Susie, like candidly, it drives me crazy when I hear stories of, I'm looking for a job right now. It's like, if I ever needed a job, I would be knocking on doors. I would be hauling so much ass. There's zero chance that I would not have a job if I wanted to. And it's just like, how difficult it is going on LinkedIn, applying for jobs on Navigator, going to Kijiji and it just doesn't work. You gotta do different. You gotta be different.
You gotta feel it, right? You gotta it's the energetic sync with someone. Just having an active Twitter. I mean, the first thing I do when I'm interviewing is just like check
Alert their
Twitter,
socials.
check Discord, check GitHub, check everything that person has done, so that you can find like sweet spot or where their passion is or what their sticky points are, and elaborate on that. But like, you should know everything about the person or the company.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's nothing worse than it's like, so why do you want to work for us? Oh, the money. It's like, no, you got to have a little more than that. Talk about the mission, the founding team, what makes it special, their market segment, so on and so forth. Very interesting. Let's get into Opera a little more. Why Opera, of all places, right now? You were at ConsenSys, and give us the elevator pitch on what exactly Opera is and does as well. And I'm an Opera user myself, except for, again, I sort of switch between Opera, Brave, and Chrome. Chrome for when I'm recording podcasts for the obvious reasons, for Riverside. And Riverside, if you're listening to this, hit up Susie. You guys work together, get a Riverside X Opera.
Got to sync with Opera.
Synchronization. But anyways, the floor is yours. Tell us about Opera and what you do there.
Yeah. So I left ConsenSys wanting to work on product, and felt that onboarding to blockchain was just so cumbersome and difficult, and it wasn't intuitive like Web 1 or Web 2. There's still so much growth that needs to happen. But I really wanted to work on product. Opera has been around for 25 years. It's Scandinavian based in Oslo. They were actually the first native browser in a mobile phone. Nokia and Ericsson had an Opera browser way before anybody else did. And they are constantly pushing innovation in various ways. I really love this approach to, why don't we try this? Why don't we innovate the product? And the flagship browser, which everybody knows is the Red O, that gave birth to Opera GX browser, which is the number one gaming browser. Also Opera Mini, which is the number one browser on mobile in Africa. It has a special technology that allows for really fast data throughput in areas with low or little infrastructure for web browsing and Wi-Fi or cellular network. And then beginning of 2022, we launched the Opera Crypto browser because we found an opportunity to lead the way in Web3. We've gone through this iteration of blockchain, crypto, but we needed something more broad. We are a browser company, so we know UI, UX. We know 25 years of browsing and partnerships. And so with that in mind, we invited and integrated multi-chains and multi-wallets and search bar integration for IPFS, and really have built this power machine to be a portal for all things Web3. So whether you're into DeFi or NFTs or decentralized filing, this browser can be your entry point. However, wherever you are on this on the spectrum, of those verticals. And Opera is just really good at UI, UX, and partnerships. So that's sort of the macro picture of our products.
It is so clean. Like, and I love using it. I love the bar on the left too. Like it makes me feel like I feel like when you're using a browser, you sort of forget it's a piece of software. I don't know if that makes sense, but because they're all sort of the exact same. But having the left bar or the bar on the left-hand side of your screen is such a treat. I absolutely love it. And the personalization with that as well.
Thank you.
On the crypto side of things, was this a no-brainer to sort of create and launch the Web3 browser? Like, obviously, again, the gaming makes sense. There's 4.5 billion gamers in the world. Total no-brainer. Makes complete sense. You guys already have 500 30 million users, I think I read. But the Web3, it's such a niche part. What was the rationale behind this?
Well, we have the distribution. We know on the ground, different regions, different countries, different regulatory issues. We have partners on the ground as well as employees all over. So we had a better sense of idiosyncrasies in different regions and how people browsed and how people use payments and browsers. And so was it a no-brainer? I mean, it was a huge opportunity, and we still find it to be, it's still challenging because the UI UX for a lot of these protocols and dApps are still really fraught with friction. So, there are some bigger pieces that we're trying to chip at, and that's continuously, web security, chain integrations, and integrating different wallets, because not every chain is different. It might have and does have different tech stack behind it. So I don't know. Do you want to drill down into any of these topics? What are you feeling?
No, I mean, I love them all. It's a matter of I'm a curious cat, curious George. I guess that was the monkey, right? Curious George. Yeah, I'm a big curious George kind of guy. I love, as someone who helps build companies, I love knowing the process and the whole sort of roadmap from step A to Z on actually shipping that product. And you guys have a bunch of different unique product sets built into the Web3 browser. And I'd love to know, like, which one was the hardest to ship? Sort of two-part question. Which one was the hardest to ship, and which one did people ask for the most? Because that's one thing that I love when I've written to Riverside so many times, hey, add this, add that. This UX sucks, this UI sucks, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Because if my feet were in their shoes, I would want someone doing the same. So yeah,
absolutely.
Floor is yours.
Absolutely. So 2018, a really terrific guy named Charles Hemmel convinced execs at Opera to build a native crypto wallet, and because he found that there all, at the time it was mostly MetaMask. It was only MetaMask or maybe Trust Wallet or My Wallet. My crypto wallet. So they built the crypto wallet in 2018, but then it was like dropping crypto kitties, NFTs. It wasn't a whole lot of, there's nothing to purchase. You were just kind of trading or swapping. There was a lot of ICO. That was the ICO boom. But with, he has since left, but left a huge legacy at Opera, moved over to Ledger to be head of product over there. But he left this legacy of, we've got nearly 400 million users around the world on all of our products. And we've got this Web3 piece that's evolving. We could be the go-between, the interlocutor, and onboard normies into the space that seems so mysterious and very cryptic, right? And scary. And given a year like this year, how do you convince anybody to get into crypto unless it's through something that isn't such a behavioral change or such a leap of faith? And what better mechanism or platform than a browser? Everybody knows how to browse.
It's very true. We got a couple hot ones coming up. But Susie, we got to take a quick break and give a huge shout out to our sponsor of the show, and that's Prime XBT. I've been using Prime XBT for a hot minute and absolutely love them, as they offer a robust trading system for both beginners and professional traders. Doesn't matter if you're a rookie or a vet, you can use their layouts and widgets to best fit your trading style. Prime XBT is also offering a sweet promo for listeners of the pod. Use the promo code CryptoNews50, all one word, to receive 50% of your deposit credited to your trading account. Again, that is CryptoNews50 to receive 50% of your deposit credited to your trading account. We'll keep buzzing on Opera, but there's one question that makes me so curious. And this one I feel like is a no-brainer. I'm sure you've been asked this. How do you get people to switch browsers? Like, I know so many Chrome maxis, and I still have friends who are Safari maxis. Like, I think Safari is the absolute woat. I think Safari sucks.
That's unfortunate.
Why are you? Oh, you mean for them?
So I think what you do, yeah. I think what you do is in the spirit of blockchain, nothing is mutually exclusive. Nothing should be completely tied up to one product or one platform or one protocol. So I think you can start with making it simple and easy, such as our new product called Launchpad, which will be exclusive to the Opera crypto browser, but it's like a couple clicks to mint your NFT. Imagine. You don't need to do anything but have an Opera browser. We partner with Alteon, which is a company that provides cloud-based workflow for creatives. They partner with Apple and Adobe. But anyone who wants to mint an NFT in real time, they can do it in a couple clicks. They can upload a file, mint an NFT, deploy to chain, drop into the Opera crypto wallet, and then own their asset. So it's like removing all these extensions and hurdles and understanding which wallet to use, and just keep the rails up for the first experience, and then opening up to, for example, multi-chains or multi-wallets like we have available in the browser, where you can toggle between wallets and explore other networks, MetaMask, Trust Wallet, in addition to hundreds of other EVM compatible wallets. But like you have to be able to offer a lot of choices or guardrails, in the beginning. And then as users become more comfortable, more trusting, the product then kind of like reveals itself in different ways. But I don't think anyone new to blockchain or Web3 needs to be confounded with all these different chains and uses and, where's my NFT if I minted it on Polygon and it's not on my, metaverse wallet. Like it's very confusing.
It's so much easier on Opera. It is. It truly, truly is. And I'm obviously not a paid spokesperson, and every guest that comes in the pod is 100% free. This is no boost. This is just coming from someone who also uses it. It does make a lot of sense. The other thing I love about you guys is the privacy. You guys are privacy maxis, which is a good thing to be a maxi about.
Yeah, if you use a public Wi-Fi, you need a VPN.
Yeah,
that's just basic, right? The VPN is built in our browser. We have a Web3 guard where no third-party extension download and verify. It eliminates the risk posed by untrustworthy apps. Malicious address check, where we comb through bad history and honeypot tokens, and you'll receive a warning. You can override it, but it's it says warning.
Wakey.
And then there's there's phishing detection feature. And I think what I'm really excited about recently with MetaMask doxing addresses, as you've probably read about in the latest privacy policy, Opera doesn't store IP addresses for anything. The native wallet doesn't have any explicit tracking of wallet addresses and IP addresses. It's a non-custodial wallet, but that's already built in, but there's no connection between your wallet and an IP address.
Crazy.
And don't track.
The whole VPN thing is, I remember learning about this early last year in early 2021, that VPNs are actually finite. I thought there was you could just string together a bunch of letters and numbers and create a VPN. There's actually a finite number of VPNs in the world. They are an asset similar to, a Bitcoin per se. And I found that so interesting. And the amount of people I know that just go to the airport or a local Starbucks. I have one friend. I only have one friend who knows how to do this. And he can literally, if you're on public Wi-Fi, he can turn your camera on. It's bananas.
That's creepy.
He's done it to me.
So
it's crazy. It scares the living shit out of me.
Right. two things that I totally do as a private citizen is I always have my VPN
Yeah.
on at home, even though that's a private network, and especially on my mobile. And for all my financial transactions, I have a totally separate email that's like Proton Mail.
Smart.
For everything. I don't use any Gmail. I don't use any of that. I have a dedicated email for just like financial transactions. That's separate.
And you chose Proton for that.
Yeah.
I love Proton because it's the safest and crypto native email, but the UI and UX is but it's like you go on Gmail, everything's so clean and and then
Well, you can do that for your other personal stuff.
I know. Like it's very true.
Not just keep it
it's
separate.
It's true. You truly cannot win them all. Again, I know you're big in the privacy thing. Any other sort of privacy tips or anything related to that? I feel like there's just so many things that the average human being, and I'm a huge, huge component of this. I probably have so many holes that, could easily be penetrated and I'd love to patch those up.
Look, I think using the Opera, I know I sound very shilly, but using the Opera browser is a first step.
No, it's true. And I'm just thinking in my head of all the, have you ever had any scares? Have you ever had any close calls privacy wise?
Touch wood. I'm pretty suspect. So, and plus I don't have a lot of money. I have a lot of freedom, but I don't have a lot of money. So I keep that on the down low. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I need to, I'm going to put that on the to-do list for 2022 or 2023. Wow. Time flies. Last upper thing I want to get into is the deep NFT analytics tool. And that is called DJ Knows. That is hilarious. And I believe there's some Near, Elrond, Phantom, bunch of different chains on there. Is that did you guys acquire that or did you guys actually name it DJ Knows?
No, we built it in-house. It was started off as being sort of like a basement project. And whenever we played with it, we were like, hey, should do this. This is super cool. Like, let's expand it, or we need to like aggregate the data this way, or what does that actually mean? Or let's use the same semantics as, copy trader, or, where you're not using copy trader since that's trademarked. But like the idea of being able to recreate somebody's really good trades or portfolio was enticing. So DJ Knows is an analytics tool that scrapes on and off-chain data and aggregates these insights. So off-chain data would be like Twitter followers, active members, number of active members, total mentions in 24 hours, on top of the on-chain data that's scraped. And we monitor on sale, upcoming NFT projects, and there's a recommendation page. But what I really think is cool is like these smart money functions that allow you to follow filtered and trustworthy wallets and select them for high profile performance, like who's got these Bored Apes and what else are they buying? And then there's smart traders, like wallets that excel at gaining profit by trading on secondary markets. There's like Smart Minter, which allows wallets that shows wallets that are best at profiting off minting and selling. And then Smart Holder, that specializes in holding on to NFTs longer to generate value, like you see those wallets. So it's just like a Bloomberg for NFTs, like your Bloomberg terminal for NFTs. So you can like click through, drill down, and see linkages between projects, but you can also hover over and read their white paper. So you understand more about the size of their collection, who is, the artist.
Yeah, a little snapshot.
Yeah. Like, so you don't have to open up all these different pages. You can like hover over, and that's like a widget as well.
Love that.
But exclusively on the crypto browser, we're exploring B2B partnerships to embed it in other products. But right now you can find it in the browser, and it's like on the sidebar where you'll see Launchpad also in January.
On the left-hand side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that sidebar. Susie, this has been an absolute treat. I know we are getting a little tight for time here. Let's get into some non-crypto, non-opera stuff. I know we talked about a little bit about what your, any plans for the new year, what you're most excited about. Do you have any events that are on the docket, on the calendar that you're super pumped to go to? It can be crypto, non-crypto related, any conferences or just anything. What's going to get you going for 2023?
So 2 things that I'm really psyched about that I just started playing with recently, of course, Chat GPT.
So much fun.
Right? You just even writing poems are super fun. It'll totally disrupt the search box and search engine with static imagery, audio, visual, data sets, communication. I think play around with it. I urge you and your audience to. I think for Q1, I'm super excited for ETH Denver, which is always the first event of the year. A lot of product releases. It's BIDL first. So really well known for hackathon, BIDL week, and it's free. So submissions are out for speakers right now, as well as tickets. If you're a dev, you got to be there. And they moved the conference out of downtown, so it won't be like last year, which was pretty crazy. It'll still be crazy, but it'll be, yeah. It was like, I think planned for like 4,000 and like 10,000 people showed up. So it's at the Western this year, March 2nd through the 5th. So go on to ethdenver.com and get your tickets for that. I'm on SporkDAO. For full disclosure, nice. I'm a steward for SporkDAO. So we're well underway with planning, but highly recommend that one as the first conference for next year.
Were you there last year?
Yep.
Nice. I had John Paller on the show earlier
this
year.
Yeah. He's OG.
That was
yeah. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about NFTs and music, ticketing, community gating. I'm excited about social graphs where you can own your own tweet equivalent. Yeah, 2023 hopefully will be more about innovation than fraud and drama.
It would be a lovely change to the current narrative. Any Susie hot takes? I know it's a bit of a cliche question, but we always jump in the hot take factory, put our shit kicking boots on, pull them up all the way up past the knees, and get down and dirty. Any hot takes? Something that Susie believes in that most people do not. Doesn't have to be crypto. It can be food, politics, geo. You name it.
You know what I really do? That's it. I would say I'm an energetic person. Feeling someone's energy and knowing boundaries, knowing what's yours and what's other people's, is that discernment is really important. And just remember, layer 0 is people, right? Well, we talk about layer 1, layer 2, layer 3 being ZKP rollups. Layer 0 is people. And a friend of mine at ConsenSys always talks about this. And he reminds me all the time, like, you can't do a bad deal with good people. Right? You can't that's like a Warren Buffett kind of ism, but like, it's really true. It's all about people, no matter what industry you're in, and you get an energetic connection or you don't, or maybe it's like, meh, but like, we got to go with our gut. And maybe if we had done that more with some characters this year, things would have been different, but like, I'm owning it, I'm owning the energy that I put out and whatever I allow in and receive.
Love the layer 0. That's going in the notes. Layer 0, the people layer.
People layer.
Love that. Susie, this was a blast. I really appreciate you coming on. Definitely we'll have you on for round 2, especially at the speed in which Opera is moving and grooving. You guys are shipping new stuff all the time. Until next time, can you please let our listeners know where they can find you and Opera online and on socials?
Sure. Opera.com on Discord, Twitter, Opera Crypto Browser, also on Twitter. I'm on Twitter at Susie Batt Girl. And yeah, you can, it's not hard to hunt anybody down, right?
A couple,
just be nice and I'll respond.
Yeah, that's true. Slide in Susie's DMs. She gave you the green light. There you go. Susie, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Truly a blast.
Thanks,
Looking
Matt.
forward to the next
Merry
one.
Christmas.
You as well. Folks, what an episode with Susie Batt, head of crypto ecosystem lead at Opera. What an epi, dropping knowledge bombs left, right, and center. I absolutely love the part where she also talks about getting the dream job that she wanted to. So much to learn. If you enjoyed this one, I hope you did. Please do subscribe, guys. It would mean the world to my team and I. Speaking of the team, love you guys. Special shout out to our amazing sound editor, Eustace. You're the man. Appreciate you. And to the listeners, love you guys. Keep on growing those bags and keep on staying healthy, wealthy, and happy. Bye for now, and we'll talk soon.